I've also noticed that people get uncomfortable when they see me. I don't think this is an individual experience. I'm sure other people can attest to this. But I do feel like people get uncomfortable or kind of like irritated with me when they see, when they when they see me working or doing whatever I'm doing and it's not like traditional. Like, I go to coffee shops, and sometimes when I'm in the coffee shops, like I'll like a lot of times it may look like I'm not doing anything, and I understand that, but that's it's none of your business. And it's like I don't know why people be in my business so much. It's weird. It's like, why are you so intrigued? Like, and I mean, I get it. Like, I find interest in other people's lives too. I like to people watch too, but for some reason, sometimes it feels like people are kind of overstepping the boundary with me. Like, okay, you kind of care too much about what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had encounters at this specific place where it's just like I keep getting met with hostility and not keep, but I've been met with hostility for no reason, and it's reoccurring, and it's like it's 40 people in here. 100 people have came through this establishment in the past 2 hours. Why are you so worried about me? And I've said this before, where it's like people will come up, like people will treat me as if I'm causing a disruptance in public areas. Like I will be sitting down on my computer, on my phone, minding my business, doing whatever I'm doing, and it's just like I look up and it's just people looking at me like that, and I really don't get it, and it's crazy because it'll be like homeless people. Like I was at a coffee shop tonight, and nothing happened to me directly, but a man walked in and started like going off. I think he didn't have enough money, and instead of just leaving, he got like sad or upset, so he started cursing out the cashier and just being really rude and disrespectful, and like just saying inappropriate things to him and threatening him for no reason. The cashier did nothing to the man. The man just didn't have enough money, or I think the price of something went up, I don't know. And as the man was yelling at the cashier was like, whatever, bro, just leave. Like, just go. I'm not doing this with you. And there will be so many times where I'm in public spaces and a situation like that will occur. A situation where the people who work there should take action, or the people around should have an attitude, or they should be correcting this behavior or this situation, and they'll kind of just be passive like that, like, oh dude, just go. This man is cursing and berating you and being extremely inappropriate, and you're just like passively just like, oh, just go. But when it come to me, who is sitting here minding my business, ma'am, you are called what? And it's like, I don't what are you talking about? And it's like it be stuff like that where it's like I have to just laugh it off and ignore it because y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. This is a crazy world, and people I think too that people look at me and based off of my demeanor and my aesthetics, they assume I'm an easy target. I think a lot of people think that. Like people who don't know me and first impressions and just on the street, and I think a lot of like I really do. I believe a lot of people think I'm an easy target, and they assume that they're just gonna say whatever to me and treat me however, and it's just gonna be cool, and she just gonna go for it. And I love to prove them wrong because what? And that's a whole nother thing about people bullying weak people. I hate that. Like, you can always tell when someone is like picking on someone because they feel like they can't defend themselves. I hate people like that. Like, because those people are usually bitches. Like, they usually are very scary. They usually are pussies, and they usually don't have any dignity or self-respect. So as soon as they feel as though someone is beneath them or they can assert dominance, they jump on it. And more people are like that than I would like to think. A lot of and you know it's crazy. Most people would say like, "Oh no, that's not me. That's not me." But the thing about like societal programming in sociology and psychology is a lot of things play out in the moment. So I can sit here all day and say I'm not this way, but when I get put into this position, that's when we'll know who I am. When fight or flight kicks in or freeze, that's when everybody sees who everyone is. Everyone talks a big game. Everyone does, me included. Like everyone does. I mean, there are people who are self-deprecating and shit, but even then, everybody talks a big game. Oh, I'm not going for that, and I stand up for this, and I believe in that, and I'm a part of this, and I would never do that. Like right now, there's a bunch of people online talking about being jealous, and half the people online are sitting here saying they've never been jealous of anybody. You know, and it's like, and you can say that in the comfort and space of your home or in the comfort of a conversation with a peer, but when you actually get into a moment when somebody walks in a room and you actually feel threatened and your fight or flight is activated, that's when we'll see if you're a jealous bitch or not. No one's gonna sit up here and say that they're jealous. Like, no one's gonna say that. But everybody has experienced jealousy. Nobody has walked this earth and not experienced jealousy. It is a part of human life, and it's a part of character development, because you have to overcome to overcome jealousy. You have to have been jealous, and to overcome most emotions and to understand them on a deeper level, you have to go through them. The only way out is through. So I think that's funny. Everybody saying they're not jealous. They have never been jealous. Well, then how could you rise above something you've never been through? It's interesting. But if I was to say like a lot, like most people would say, oh, I don't bully people, I don't jump on people, I don't pick on people, I don't isolate people. Most individuals would say, yeah, that's not me. But when you look at human behavior and you watch shit play out in real time, that's exactly who y'all are. That's exactly how y'all act. I see this shit in real life, and people like me who can observe and can really analyze society see this. And that's why most of us don't even bother explaining shit to people. I remember months ago when one of my videos went viral, it got like 1 million or 2 million views. I think it's at 2 million now. And I was talking about how I said the most mature thing I know how to do is to just not fuck with a person. And I was speaking in the context of after trying to make something work and dealing with this and dealing with that and communicating. I was already past it, and the best solution I had was to just walk away, and that's still how I feel. And somebody commented, a couple people commented and was like, no, you're just childish and avoid communication and don't take accountability. Now, the average person would double down on what they said, defend themselves and their point and their argument. Well, I'm not arguing. This is how I feel. And for you to think that I came to this conclusion without already considering communicating, considering having a conversation, considering expressing myself and trying to work things out and trying to see the other person's side, for you to think I jumped all the way to just, well, fuck this person, No, that's what you do. You're projecting. You do things like that. You're childish. You're insecure. You don't know how to communicate appropriately, and you don't take accountability. So when you heard me say, I'm going to walk away from a person, you put yourself in my shoes and you told me what you would do. You would do all of those things. I already did all of those things. Why do you think I'm here? Why do you think I'm saying this? I'm saying this because I've already tried all of these things. It did not work. So the final act, the final solution is to walk away. I brought that up because this is what I'm saying. People don't think and they can't observe society. They don't know how to I don't know. They don't understand sociology. They don't get it. They don't understand human behavior. They don't understand psychological processes. They don't get it. So they project how they act onto people, onto situations. They're ignorant. They're liars because they can't, if they can't observe society, they can't observe themselves. Let's be real. Let's be real. If you cannot observe what's happening in front of you between people, you probably have a hard time observing your own behavioral patterns. So you can't observe people and you can't observe yourself. So you also can't admit truths to yourself, like you're jealous, or you're a bully, or you do pick on people, or you are insecure and you do feel threatened by people with XYZ. You can never get to that step because you can't even observe anything. And I believe that's what an NPC is. I believe that's what a non-playable character is. They're not conscious. You can't observe it. You think things just happen. You don't understand how this connects to that, connects to this, connects to that, you don't get it. Or you have selective hearing, selective memory, selective processing. But even then, that's psychological because there is a wiring going on in your brain that is purposefully ignoring situations. And that's not something anybody can really help you with. That's kind of something you have to deal with on your own. But to take it back full circle, I bitch a lot because that's my only outlet. It's really no reason for me to try to explain all of this to somebody who cannot even observe human behavior. That's why I didn't respond to the comment. That's why when people act weird to me at these, establishments, I just kind of take it with a grain of salt, make my videos, talk my shit, and move on. And also, like, people have told me in real life and online, like, oh, you complain and listen, this is for me. I know a lot of people, and I understand this, a lot of people think that what I do is content. And granted, it can be, but I also need people to understand this is more like for me. Like, I know people are not used to people doing things for them and not attention, but this is for me. So yes, I'm talking about my feelings. That's why I don't have a microphone. That's why sometimes I'm in my room, in my bed, because this is for me. So if I choose to complain about what people do to me, or simply talk, sometimes I'm just discussing the series of events. Sometimes I'm not even complaining. This is what happened. This is what they said. This is how it went down. This is for me. Like, a lot of people think this content. This is for me. I learn about myself through watching myself and speaking about the interactions I've had in life. If somebody else gets something from it, great. But if not, I wouldn't give a damn. Would not. I'm not here to argue the shit I say. I'm not here to defend the shit I say. I'm not here to plead my case. I'm not here to get followers. I'm not here to have people agree with me or even understand me. I am simply speaking my truth. Oh, do you get that? Do you understand that? I am simply speaking my truth on my social media platforms. I just have to get that out the way because, I know we live in a certain day and age. I know we live in a certain time. And I know a lot of people do a lot of things for a lot of different reasons. This is not that. And I think that bothers people. And I also think that's why people act how they act to me in public, because I just bother people. That's what we really getting at. And people like me bother people. People like me who can observe things and who understand things, okay, and can think critically, deeply, can feel, is connected to their soul. People like me bother people. And I'm getting used to the fact that I'm gonna piss people off for no reason. Just existing, just me being here, just me talking, just me sitting at the motherfucking coffee shop, minding my black ass business is going to set somebody off. Me talking to my camera in the comfort of my home and posting it on my social media account is going to bother people. I never could wrap my head around it, but it's because when you're circling people, it makes them feel bad. And I get that now. I understand that. It makes them feel bad, and it makes them feel like you have one up on them, and it makes them feel like you know something they don't. And all of those things may be true, but I'm not trying to make you feel that way. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life like it's golden, so I went in a lot of different directions, but it all connects. Anyways, stay black.